Today we will talk about individual and group decision making, how managers make things happen. In this chapter, we will explain rational decision making and its stages. The stages are: Stage 1. Identify the problem or opportunity, determining the actual versus the desirable. This stage involves recognizing and defining the problem or opportunity that needs to be addressed. Stage 2. Think up alternative solutions, both the obvious and the creative. This stage involves brainstorming a wide range of potential solutions to the problem or opportunity, considering both conventional and innovative approaches. Stage 3. Evaluate alternatives and select a solution, considering ethics, feasibility, and effectiveness. This stage involves carefully evaluating each potential solution against a set of criteria, such as its ethical implications, feasibility, and effectiveness in addressing the problem or opportunity. Stage 4. Implement and evaluate the chosen solution. This stage involves putting the chosen solution into action and monitoring its effectiveness. It is important to evaluate the results and make adjustments as needed. Additionally, we discuss non-rational decision-making, where managers find it difficult to make optimal decisions. We also explore the challenges associated with the rational model. The rational model of decision-making, also known as the classical model, is a framework that explains how managers should approach decision-making in organizations. It assumes that managers will make logical decisions that are in the best interests of the organization, aiming to achieve optimal outcomes. The rational decision-making process typically consists of 4 stages. Stage 1. Identify the problem or opportunity. In this stage, managers identify and define the gap between the current state, actual, and the desired state, desirable, of the organization. This involves recognizing issues or opportunities that require a decision to be made. Stage 2. Generate alternative solutions. Once the problem or opportunity is identified, managers brainstorm and develop a range of potential solutions. This stage encourages both obvious and creative thinking to explore different options. Stage 3. Evaluate alternatives and select a solution. In this stage, managers assess the various alternatives generated in the previous stage. They consider factors such as ethics, feasibility, and effectiveness to evaluate each option. The goal is to choose the solution that best aligns with the organization's goals and values. Stage 4. Implement and evaluate the chosen solution. After selecting a solution, managers move forward with its implementation. This stage involves creating detailed plans, allocating resources, and executing the chosen course of action. Once implemented, the decision and its outcomes are evaluated to determine if the desired results were achieved. For successful implementation, 2 key considerations. 1. Plan carefully. When implementing a decision, especially if it may be challenging to reverse or correct, careful planning is crucial. This may involve creating detailed implementation plans, setting timelines, allocating resources, and considering potential obstacles or risks. Some decisions may require written plans to ensure clarity and effective execution. 2. Be sensitive to those affected during a change or implementation process. It is essential to be considerate of how the people affected by the decision may feel. Changes in business practices or working arrangements can disrupt individuals and trigger resistance. Managers should anticipate and address concerns, provide support, and communicate openly to minimize negative reactions and promote acceptance. By following these stages and considerations, the rational decision-making model aims to guide managers in making logical and informed decisions that align with the organization's best interests. Okay, now, what's wrong with the rational model? While the rational model of decision-making provides a structured and idealized approach to decision-making, it does have several limitations and is often criticized for its unrealistic assumptions. Here are some of the main criticisms. 1. Bounded rationality. The rational model assumes that decision-makers are completely rational and have access to all relevant information. However, in reality, individuals have cognitive limitations and are unable to process and analyze all available information. Decision-makers often face time constraints and have limited cognitive capacity, which can lead to simplified decision-making processes and reliance on heuristics or rules of thumb. 2. Limited information. The rational model assumes that decision-makers have complete and accurate information about the problem and all possible alternatives. In practice, information may be incomplete, ambiguous, or uncertain. Decision-makers often have to rely on incomplete data or make assumptions, which can introduce biases and increase the risk of flawed decisions. 3. Emotional and psychological factors. The rational model assumes that decision-makers are objective and unemotional, basing decisions solely on rational analysis. However, emotions, personal biases, and subjective preferences can significantly influence decision-making. People's decisions are often influenced by their values, past experiences, and personal motivations, which may deviate from purely rational considerations. 4. Organizational constraints. The rational model assumes that decision-makers have the freedom to make independent choices that are solely in the best interests of the organization. In reality, decision-makers often face constraints imposed by organizational hierarchies, politics, power dynamics, and other external factors. These constraints can limit their ability to make purely rational decisions. 5. Complexity and uncertainty. The rational model treats decision problems as well-defined and assumes that all possible alternatives and consequences can be identified and evaluated. However, many real-world decisions are complex, involve multiple stakeholders, and are characterized by uncertainty and ambiguity. These factors make it difficult to apply the rational model in practice, as it may not adequately capture the complexities of decision-making situations. Despite these criticisms, the rational model still provides a useful framework for understanding decision-making processes and identifying potential biases or gaps in decision-making. However, it is important to recognize its limitations and complement it with other approaches that account for the complexities and realities of decision-making in organizations. As you see, this table summarizes some of the common obstacles that can hinder effective decision-making in organizations. It lists 7 types of hindrances and their descriptions, such as complexity. Problems can be too complex and hard to understand. Time and money constraints. There may not be enough resources to gather all the relevant information. Different cognitive capacity, values, skills, habits, and unconscious reflexes. Managers may have different mental abilities and biases that affect their judgment. Imperfect information. Managers may have incomplete or inaccurate information about the alternatives and their consequences. Information overload. There may be too much information for one person to process efficiently. Different priorities. Some data may be considered more important than others, leading to some facts being ignored. Conflicting goals. Other managers or colleagues may have goals that are incompatible with each other. Non-rational decision-making. Managers find it difficult to make optimal decisions. The intuition model, as we described, emphasizes the role of intuition in decision-making, particularly for small entrepreneurs who may not have the resources for extensive marketing research. The model distinguishes between two types of intuition: holistic hunch and automated experience. 1. Holistic hunch. This type of intuition is based on expertise and knowledge, both explicit and tacit, that an individual possesses about a person, situation, object, or decision opportunity. Explicit knowledge refers to information that can be consciously articulated and communicated, while tacit knowledge is more experiential and difficult to express explicitly. Holistic hunches involve drawing upon this expertise to make decisions that feel right without relying on conscious thought or logical inference. 2. Automated experience. This form of intuition is rooted in emotional responses and feelings towards certain matters. It is an involuntary and automatic emotional reaction based on past experiences. Automated experience relies on emotional memory, where previous successes or failures evoke an emotional response and influence decision-making without conscious thought or logical reasoning. Small entrepreneurs who face resource constraints may rely on their subconscious, visceral feelings or hunches to make decisions. This intuitive approach allows them to make quick decisions based on their expertise and emotional responses. While intuition can be a valuable tool, it's important to note that relying solely on intuition carries risks. Intuitive decisions may be influenced by biases or limited information, leading to suboptimal outcomes. Therefore, while intuition can be helpful for small entrepreneurs, it should be complemented with critical thinking, analysis, and gathering as much relevant information as possible within the given constraints. Now, we will talk about making ethical decisions. The dismal record of business ethics and roadmap to ethical decision-making. A decision tree. The dismal record of business ethics. What is causing the growth in ethical lapses? The increase in ethical lapses in business can be attributed to several factors. Here are some reasons that contribute to the growth in ethical lapses. 1. Decreased tolerance. The public has become less forgiving of poor behavior by executives. Heightened awareness and scrutiny from the public, stakeholders, and media have increased expectations for ethical conduct. When ethical lapses occur, there is often a stronger backlash from the public, leading to consequences such as CEO firings. 2. Stringent regulations. Regulations have become more stringent in many industries, which places greater emphasis on ethical behavior and compliance. Companies are now held to higher standards, and violations can result in severe penalties and reputational damage. 3. Expansion into developing countries. Companies expanding their operations into developing countries may face ethical risks due to different cultural norms, legal frameworks, and weaker enforcement of laws. Operating in these environments can pose challenges in maintaining ethical standards. 4. Digital communications and exposure. With the rise of digital communications, companies are more exposed to risks from hackers and whistleblowers. Information spreads quickly through various communication channels, increasing the likelihood of unethical behavior being uncovered and publicized. 5. 24/7 news cycle and media proliferation. The 24/7 news cycle and the proliferation of media platforms have amplified negative information in real time. Ethical lapses receive widespread coverage, leading to greater public awareness and scrutiny of companies and their actions. In response to ethical lapses, companies have taken measures to address ethical concerns and promote right-minded decision-making. Many organizations now have ethics offices or ethics teams responsible for promoting ethical behavior, resolving ethical dilemmas, and ensuring compliance with ethical standards. These individuals are trained in matters of ethics in the workplace and play a crucial role in fostering an ethical culture within the organization. As you can see, this slide shows the ethical decision tree. What's the right thing to do? Decision trees are visual tools that help in decision making by mapping out different options and their potential outcomes. They provide a structured approach to analyze choices and their consequences, particularly in situations where there is uncertainty. By breaking down complex decisions into a series of interconnected nodes and branches, decision trees assist in identifying the most favorable course of action and reaching a desired goal. This graphical representation allows for a clear understanding of the decision-making process and helps to consider various factors and potential outcomes systematically. These decision trees help managers to make decisions that are legal, ethical, and beneficial for shareholders. It has 4 questions that lead to different outcomes, depending on the answers. Here are the main points of each question. Is proposed action legal? The first question is to check if the action complies with the law and regulations. If not, the action should not be taken. Does it maximize shareholder value? The second question is to check if the action increases the profit or value of the company for the shareholders. If yes, the action should be further evaluated for its ethics. If no, the action should be reconsidered for its ethical implications. Is it ethical? The third question is to check if the action is morally right and fair for all the stakeholders, such as customers, employees, community, environment, and suppliers. If yes, the action can be taken. If no, the action should not be taken. Would it be ethical not to take the action? The fourth question is to check if not taking the action would cause harm or injustice to the shareholders or other stakeholders. If yes, the action should not be taken. If no, the action can be taken, but the effect of the action should be disclosed to the shareholders. Now, we have evidence-based decision-making. To make effective decisions and foster a culture of evidence-based decision-making, leaders should consider the following implementation principles. Treat your organization as an unfinished prototype. Leaders should embrace the mindset that their organization is constantly evolving and open to new ideas. This means not fearing potential resistance from employees or management, and being willing to explore and experiment with new approaches. No brag, just facts. Leaders should avoid making exaggerated claims about forthcoming products or initiatives. Instead, they should rely on available resources and evidence to make informed decisions. By focusing on facts, leaders can ensure that their decisions are grounded in reality. See yourself and your organization as outsiders do. It's important for leaders to overcome the tendency of rampant optimism and inflated views of their own abilities. By adopting an outsider's perspective, leaders can objectively assess risks, challenges, and evidence that things may not be working as well as expected. This helps in making necessary adjustments and avoiding complacency. Evidence-based management is not just for senior executives. Successful organizations are those where everyone, not just top managers, takes responsibility for gathering and acting on quantitative and qualitative data. Sharing results with others promotes a culture of evidence-based decision-making throughout the organization. Like everything else, you still need to sell it. While new and exciting ideas may grab attention, it is important to objectively evaluate their merits. Avoid letting the allure of novelty overshadow the quality or effectiveness of existing ideas. Superior solutions should be prioritized and effectively communicated to stakeholders. If all else fails, slow the spread of bad practice. In situations where managers and employees face pressure to engage in known ineffective practices, it may be necessary to practice evidence-based misbehavior. This could involve ignoring orders that are known to be wrong or delaying their implementation until a better approach is identified. The best diagnostic question: what happens when people fail? Rather than avoiding or ignoring failure, leaders should embrace it as an opportunity for learning and growth. By understanding the consequences of failure and creating a supportive environment, organizations can encourage innovation and continuous improvement. Okay. In praise of data analytics, data analytics is indeed a powerful tool for evidence-based management. It involves the systematic analysis of large sets of data to uncover patterns, correlations, and insights that can inform decision-making and drive organizational performance. By leveraging data analytics, organizations can make more informed decisions based on objective evidence rather than relying solely on intuition or subjective judgments. It allows leaders to identify trends, understand customer behavior, optimize processes, and gain a deeper understanding of various aspects of their business. Data analytics can be used in various ways, such as descriptive analytics. This involves analyzing historical data to gain insights into past performance and understand what has happened in the organization. It helps in identifying patterns, trends, and anomalies. Predictive analytics. By applying statistical models and algorithms to historical data, predictive analytics enables organizations to make forecasts and predictions about future outcomes. It helps in anticipating trends, identifying potential risks, and making proactive decisions. Prescriptive analytics. This advanced form of analytics focuses on providing recommendations and optimizing decision-making processes. It uses a combination of data, algorithms, and business rules to determine the best course of action in a given situation. Data analytics can be applied across various areas of an organization, including marketing, sales, operations, finance, and human resources. It enables organizations to measure performance, track key performance indicators, KPIs, identify areas for improvement, and make data-driven decisions that align with their goals and objectives. However, it's important to note that while data analytics is a valuable tool, it should not be the sole basis for decision-making. It should be used in conjunction with other sources of information, expertise, and organizational context to ensure a comprehensive and balanced approach to evidence-based management. Okay, now big data, what it is, how it's used. Big data refers to large and complex data sets that are too voluminous, diverse, and fast-paced to be effectively managed and analyzed using traditional data processing methods. It typically involves data sets that exceed the capabilities of conventional database management systems and require specialized tools and techniques for storage, processing, and analysis. Big data has transformative potential across various industries and organizational functions. Let's explore the examples you provided. Meeting customer needs. Big data enables companies to gain insights into consumer behavior, spot trends, and identify challenges and opportunities. By analyzing large volumes of data, organizations can understand customer preferences, tailor their products or services to meet market demands, and deliver more personalized experiences. Improving human resource management practices. Big data has the potential to enhance HR functions, particularly in employee selection and retention. By leveraging data analytics, organizations can make more objective and data-driven decisions in identifying high-performing employees, reducing bias, and improving overall talent management processes. Enhancing production efficiency. Big data analytics can improve manufacturing efficiency by providing real-time insights into production processes. For example, sensor-equipped machines can collect data on performance and maintenance needs, allowing companies to optimize operations, identify bottlenecks, and improve overall productivity. Advancing health and medicine. Big data is revolutionizing the healthcare industry by enabling predictive medicine. The analysis of genomic data, coupled with other health-related data points, allows for more accurate predictions of illnesses and personalized treatment plans. Falling costs of genomic sequencing are making this approach more accessible. Aiding public policy. Big data can support evidence-based decision-making in public policy. By analyzing large data sets, policymakers can gain insights into social issues, predict trends, and develop targeted interventions. For example, analyzing data on the correlation between mental illness and the prison population can help inform better diagnoses and care for incarcerated individuals. The last topics we will discuss are value orientation and tolerance for ambiguity, styles of general decision-making. And which style do you have? Value orientation refers to an individual's preferences and priorities regarding different aspects of work or life. In the context of work, it can manifest as a focus on tasks and outcomes versus a focus on people and relationships. Task-focused orientation. Individuals with a task-focused orientation prioritize achieving goals, solving problems, and completing tasks efficiently. They tend to be results-oriented, driven by tangible outcomes, and may prioritize productivity and performance over interpersonal dynamics. People-focused orientation. On the other hand, individuals with a people-focused orientation prioritize building relationships, collaboration, and understanding others' needs and perspectives. They value teamwork, communication, and creating a positive work environment. Ambiguity refers to situations or circumstances that lack clarity, have multiple interpretations, or are uncertain. It can arise when there is insufficient information or when outcomes are unpredictable. Individuals may have different levels of tolerance for ambiguity, which can influence their need for control or structure in their lives. High need for control or structure. People with a high need for control or structure prefer clear rules, routines, and well-defined processes. They feel more comfortable when they have a sense of control and predictability in their lives. They may find ambiguity unsettling and may seek to minimize it through establishing order and structure. Low need for control or structure. Conversely, individuals with a low need for control or structure are more comfortable with uncertainty and ambiguity. They may be more adaptable, flexible, and open to change. They can handle ambiguous situations without feeling the need for strict guidelines or control, and may even thrive in dynamic and unpredictable environments. It's important to note that these orientations and tolerances for ambiguity can vary among individuals and can be influenced by personal traits, experiences, and cultural backgrounds. Understanding these differences can help individuals and organizations navigate diverse work environments, improve communication, and foster collaboration. Decision-making styles provide valuable insights into individuals' approaches to decision-making. Here's a brief overview of each style. Directive style. Characterized by action-oriented decision-making, a focus on facts, and an emphasis on efficiency. Directive decision-makers are decisive, results-driven, and prefer a straightforward approach. Analytical style involves careful and thorough decision-making, valuing extensive information gathering, data analysis, and consideration of multiple alternatives. Analytical decision-makers are detail-oriented and aim for accuracy and precision. Conceptual style relies on intuition and a long-term perspective, with a focus on visionary thinking, innovation, and strategic planning. Conceptual decision-makers consider the broader impact of decisions and are comfortable with ambiguity and uncertainty. Behavioral style emphasizes people and interpersonal dynamics, prioritizing relationships, collaboration, and consensus building. Behavioral decision-makers are people-oriented, value input from others, and consider the impact of decisions on individuals and teams.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe to channel.